Hey fragrance friends, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if it's the first time you're joining me. My name is Hayley and I review fragrances. So in today's video, I am going to be doing my husband's top 10 fragrances for life. I did my version of this video and I thought it would be fun to see what he would pick. I have got a little clip of him picking out the fragrances. He found it a little bit more difficult than I thought he would. I kind of knew some of the fragrances he would pick, but I basically said to him, if we were to start this collection from scratch, what would be the 10 fragrances you would miss the most and repurchase first? So that is the thought process behind this. I think it's a really good list and it kind of sums up his taste. And I thought it could have been fun to have him do this video, but I don't like sharing too much of my private life online. I share enough as it is. So I hope you don't mind this format. So without further ado, I am going to show you my husband's top 10 fragrances for life. First up is EPC Cardamom Moss. Now, I was pretty sure he would pick this because it is one of his most reached for fragrances. He actually reaches for this quite a lot when we go to the gym and yoga. Yes, I've been forcing him to go to yoga with me. And this basically is a cardamom dominant fragrance that has a slight Baccarat Rouge vibe in the background. It's got that kind of airy, sweet moss. But then you have that spicy cardamom. So it takes it in a slightly different direction. And I love, 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 love to smell this on him. So yeah, it's a moss and cardamom fragrance, as the name would suggest, with a slight kind of airy Baccarat Rouge thing going on in the background. And it does smell incredible. So very good choice. Next up is Parfum de Marly Carlisle. Now I feel a little bit bad here, right? Because I didn't pick my wedding day scent for my top 10 list, but he did. So Carlisle was his wedding scent of the day. I actually purchased this one for him. There is a little bit of a sentimental story around why I purchased this for him, but it's a great smelling fragrance. In essence, it's pretty strong. It's an apple, tonka bean, slightly spicy, slightly boozy, patchouli style fragrance, and it is incredibly sexy. I love this kind of scent profile. One of the best fragrances I like to smell on a guy personally. It's intoxicating. Maybe not great for the high heat, and our wedding day was very hot and it's very strong and it could be a little bit polarizing, but wow, it's a sexy fragrance. Next up, I am so happy he picked this fragrance. Tom Ford Black Orchid. Now, I think he was wearing this fragrance when I first met him, or at least he used to wear this fragrance quite a lot within like the first 6 months. And interesting story, I actually used to wear Velvet Orchid when I met James as well. So it was kind of like his and hers. Not that there's any gender to either of them. I love both, but this just reminds me of him now. And it's a love it or hate it fragrance in my opinion. And it's so unique, incredibly complex, especially for the price point. And I will forever love this. Whenever I smell it on someone, I can recognize it instantly. My boss actually used to wear this as well, and he smelled incredible. But yeah, Black Orchid is mysterious. It's a little bit sensual. It's complex. I'm not even going to list out all the notes, but there is actually a truffle note in here, and I think like a chocolatey vibe. But yeah, I'm so happy he picked this for his top 10 for life because I would miss this fragrance too. Next up is actually a discontinued fragrance, but wow, this is so good. I am very bad at pronouncing this name. It is Ermenegildo Zegna, and this is called Indian Spice. Now, this was discontinued along with the whole collection, and that was kind of disappointing, but I understand if the sales aren't there. But it is one of the best rich, spicy, ambery fragrances. And James actually forgot that we had this fragrance because I keep some of his fragrances in a different area and he forgets to look there sometimes. Now, this is ambery, it's slightly spicy. It has a little bit of a Coca-Cola vibe. I get cardamom in here too. I just think that's incredibly special. I'm not going to talk about it too much because it is discontinued. But if you can get your hands on Indian Spice, it is an amazing fragrance. They also had an iris fragrance. I can't remember the full name, which was great as well. And a cardamom one. and a vanilla one. Wow, I'm going off topic, but this is an underrated collection, and I hope the brand brings out fragrances in the future because they really were amazing. I think they were maybe just a little ahead of their time. I think if they were to bring these fragrances out now, I think they would be a lot more popular. But back then, I don't want to say niche wasn't as popular, but fragrance has blown up recently. So I think it would maybe do a little bit better now. Next up is Memoirs of a Perfume Collector, Musk Mantra. Now this is another kind of sentimental fragrance, but in a different way because this reminds him of Tokyo, which is where he grew up. And when he first tried it, so this was actually inspired by Tokyo. So the brand creates fragrances inspired by different locations. And when we got this one, I asked James to smell it, and instantly it took him back to Japan. And he said it reminded him of a tatami room. And if you don't know, tatami rooms, they have quite a lot of bamboo. They have quite a dry kind of musky smell. There's a lot of wood and it's very musky, but the musk is slightly animalic. So it's not a mass appealing scent profile at all. It's a little bit creamy, but if you are a true musk lover and you like a kind of woody, slightly powdery fragrance, which also smells a little bit like bamboo, you should check this one out because it's a phenomenal musk, but it's not for everyone, and I completely understand that. Next up, I knew he would pick this fragrance. It was one of the easiest ones he picked out, if you can see from the video. It is Amouage Outlands. Now, I always describe this fragrance as being not for the faint of heart. It could easily wear you. It's incredibly bold. It's intoxicating. It's pretty loud. You don't need many sprays of it, but it's incredible. Again, it's a complex, spicy fragrance. And I've described it before as having quite a menthol vibe about it. And I think that's because there's quite a lot of cooling or cool spices in here, like cardamom. Cardamom can sometimes smell very fresh and menthol, but it's spicy, as I mentioned. Wow, Hayley. It's got a vanilla in the base. There's amber. There's probably frankincense in here because a lot of Amouage fragrances have that. It's one you need to try, but it's one that I think deserves this top 10 list. And I'm so glad he picked it because I love Amouage. I can't wear it myself. It's a little bit too strong, but it's one of my favorite Amouage fragrances of all time. Roja Parfums, Enigma Cologne. So this is the Cologne version specifically. And it's very light and airy. And I know a lot of guys love this fragrance. This to me really smells like Dr. Pepper, Coca-Cola. It has this kind of tonka bean, powdery, vanilla-y vibe about it. It's lightly spiced. It could be reminiscent of like a JD and Coke, that kind of smell. It's sweet, very sweet actually, but it smells sensational on him. It's a great fragrance. It doesn't have the best longevity, but it is a cologne, right? But it actually projects really well, and I love to smell this on him. A great, great fragrance from Roja Parfums. It's actually one of my favorites from the brand as well. Next up is another fragrance I pretty much knew he was gonna pick, and it is from Boadicea the Victorious. Now, this bottle is newer to our collection. We had the 10 ml and he was wearing it multiple times a week. And this is a fragrance you only need like 2-3 sprays. It's very strong. And when I first tried this fragrance, I wasn't sure about it. It's quite unusual, very powdery too. So this is floral, it's powdery, but it's rich, it's quite dense. And I've seen a lot of people go crazy about this one. It has insane sillage, insane projection. But again, I think it could be polarizing. It's definitely not for everyone. It's really difficult to describe this fragrance because there's so much going on. But it's floral. It's definitely floral. It's musky. It's a little bit spiced. It's a little bit ambery. And I love to smell this on him. I know when he's wearing it instantly now. And even if he sprays this in this perfume room and I'm like downstairs or in another room, I can smell it from that room because it is so potent. So I knew he was going to pick Blue Sapphire. It's an incredibly expensive fragrance, but you don't need to wear much of it and you can probably pick it up at a slight discount if you look hard enough. But yeah, Blue Sapphire. I love it too, but I don't wear it. It's his fragrance, and I'll let him keep that one because I don't think I could wear this one. I don't think it suits my vibe. Next up is Nishane Wulong Cha. Now, I knew he would probably pick this one or Annie, and he was kind of deciding between Annie, Annie X, Wulong Cha, and Wulong Cha X. But this is the one he loves the most, and same, I love this fragrance. It's one of my favorite kind of citrus tea style fragrances that has great longevity and great projection. It is incredible, and it's definitely one of my favorite Nishane fragrances. It's a strong citrus with green tea. I love it, and I love to smell this on him. So another great choice. I love this list. I really love this list. And then last, but certainly not least, is another Amouage, and it is Lineage. And this is a fragrance that I've spoken about quite a few times because I think it's such an underrated gem. But again, it's not going to be for everyone. And something I've realized about my husband's taste is he likes the bold fragrances, the ones that won't be for everyone. I mean, there are a few exceptions here, like Wulong Cha, I think is mass appealing. I think Cardamom Moss is pretty mass appealing. Enigma Cologne is pretty mass appealing to a point. But yeah, a lot of the fragrances he picks are quite bold and they stand out. So Lineage, this is a frankincense fragrance through and through. And it's powdery, it's slightly woody, it smells green. And I've described this one as smelling like being by a freshwater lake. You're surrounded by beautiful trees and you have the breeze of greenery in the air. And you're in a dry climate, but it's a cool day. That's the vibe I get. It's frankincense on frankincense on frankincense, but it's soft incense, right? Slightly powdery, slightly woody, slightly salty. Not for the faint of heart. Again, it's not mass appealing, but it is an underrated gem. And this is a fragrance I wear too. So yeah, Lineage is his last choice. And I think this is an amazing list. I love that he picked these fragrances and it really does show his taste off. What do you think about his picks? Please do let me know. Have you tried any of these fragrances and do you love them yourself? Thank you so much for watching this. I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you so much and goodbye.